Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Real Talk Live when Arnett D Love. Now, I know y'all thought I wasn't going to come to you today, but I was fighting. I was fighting the whole time. I had to get to you. Now, let me tell y'all what's been going on. For the last couple of days, I've been under the weather. And I pushed myself to go to an outing yesterday that I probably shouldn't have went to, but I had already reserved tickets for the outing and everything. So I pushed myself, but I rested, a while the day before. And when I came back from the outing, I rested, and then I rested today. And so I thought I wasn't going to be able to come to you on today. But look, when I say mental powers, that's so powerful because I thought I had COVID. In my mind, I had COVID. I was telling myself I done hugged one too many people. I done, been loving up on the wrong people, because somebody must have gave me COVID. That's how my body was feeling. And so, I didn't want to take a COVID test. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was scared to take a COVID test, but I went on and took a COVID test, and the test was negative. Instantly, I started feeling better. See, that's mental. I started feeling better. I was like, okay, now I got to get up. I got to get productive. I got to get my clothes on. I got to get out of this house. I've been in this house too long. Still feeling the same way I was feeling before that 15 minutes that the COVID test told me that I was negative. Still feeling the same way, but the power of the mind is incredible. And so I got up, got dressed, and got myself together the best I could now, because y'all know my hair normally be laid and popping with the waves. But I got myself together the best I could. I really wasn't eating anything, so I went to Wendy's and got me a ginger ale and a baked potato. And I came and doctored that baked potato up a little bit. And so that's what I'm eating now. So not that I feel extremely better, but mentally, it wasn't what I thought it was. Now, had I not taken that test, I would have went down thinking I had COVID for the longest, So we have to be very mindful of what we allow into our minds, if that makes sense to you. We have to be careful on what we allow to infiltrate our minds, because that'll take us to another level. I mean, even when, you ever seen somebody that thinks everybody's against them? That's something mental. That's subconsciously embedded in them, that for some reason everybody is against them. And why? I mean, I couldn't tell you. Only they would have to dissect why they feel like somebody is always against them. Okay? But you have to be careful of the power of your mind, because that'll have you in a whole land or a whole environment by yourself. You ever had a conversation by yourself? A whole conversation by yourself. Come on, I know I ain't the only one. So you have to be very careful, because I had told myself that I was sick. And so now I'm like, whatever's wrong with me, it's just I'm gonna have to get through it. I'm gonna have to get over it, because it's not what I thought it was. I'm not getting to go to the doctor. So I'm just getting ready to wheel myself through what was wrong with me. And I'm not going to stop eating, even if it's just a little bit. I'm not going to stop that. So whatever it is, it's going to work itself out, because I have things to do. And the holidays coming up. My birthday is on Wednesday. I am not getting ready to be down and out on my vacation. It's not going to happen. So I just want to remind y'all to be very careful on what you allow in your minds, what you accept in your minds. This is how you get manipulated because you start accepting a lot of stuff to be true. And everything that you hear and everything that you think is not true. And so we have to be very careful on what we let penetrate in our system mentally. Okay? Because just because somebody said doesn't make it true. I heard a lot of things about me that I didn't know about that was supposed to be true. But y'all know me, I don't care enough to try to explain it to you. I just don't care. Rumors are rumors. Stop letting people put stuff in your mind and you claim it to be true. If you really care that much, get the facts. Get the facts. Because the mind, the mental capacity of your being is powerful. And it's some things that'll take over. That's why people can control you. That's why they can have you not liking someone that you have never met, never dealt with, never had the opportunity to say hello. But in your mind, you hate that person. Because your mind is powerful. And you don't even know why. And I told y'all before, and one of my segments, there's always a reason for an outcome. There's always a reason a person doesn't get along with another person. And most of the time, it's something that they did. Especially if they're trying to encourage other people to not deal with that individual. Most of the time, it's something that they did, and they didn't get the outcome that they desired. So now they don't want anybody to deal with that individual. But see, we have to be our own people. We cannot allow people to tell us or dictate to us who we are going to associate with. You see what I'm saying? And when people can't tell you who to associate with, they tend to turn on you. And I was in there when I went to church last week. The pastor, and it never leave me, she talked about how Christians try to control other Christians and how it's disrespectful to God. And that thing's just stuck with me. It stuck with me since she said it. Because who do we think we are to control someone else, to tell somebody else what they can and cannot do? Just who do we think we are? We don't have blessings and rewards and heaven or hell to put anybody in, but we think that we are worthy enough to tell somebody else what they can and cannot do in their lives. Now, I'm not talking about at the workplace. That's different, y'all. Don't act crazy. I'm talking about in their livelihoods. We want to control other people. We want to control how they think. We want to control what they do, who they do it with, who they love. We're not supposed to be that controlling of others. Okay? And I'm not going to go into no scripture today or no sermon today. It just stuck with me on when I started thinking about how I had convinced myself that I probably had COVID and got scared, y'all, got nervous. Because I'm like, oh, Lord, my birthday going to be messed up because I got COVID. And some said, girl, take that test. I had plenty of tests around my house, okay? Plenty of tests. And some said, take the test to make sure you don't have COVID. And took that test, and that thing said negative 15 minutes later, and I snapped out of it, okay? But that's how powerful the mind is if you don't know it. And so you don't want anybody to infiltrate your mind. You don't want anybody to you don't want anybody to have you thinking the way they want you to think. You want to think the way you want to think. Let's see what we got coming in. Somebody want to come in my live, so let's let them. Let's see what's going on. Because they got so much to say on my live. We're going to let them in. Come on in. Come on. Where you at? Where you at? Oh, they ain't, huh? Okay, we'll see. But yeah, we're gonna start allowing people to dictate how we supposed to live. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. And so the next thing that I want to talk about is what y'all gonna be doing for the holidays. What are y'all gonna do for holiday? And what are y'all cooking there? I think I'm gonna cook. I think I'm gonna cook a what you call it? Peach cobbler. No, I haven't cooked the peach cobbler since I left Georgia. It's something about being in Georgia, y'all, that turns you into a Southern belle. I ain't even gonna lie. It's something about being in Georgia make you want to cook like them and bake and all that stuff. Because when I was in Georgia, honey, I was cooking red rice. If y'all don't know anything about red rice, it's a skill to fixing red rice. It's not just it's a skill to it. You know, you got to get it right. You can't just pour spaghetti sauce on rice. That it's a skill to cooking red rice. They have red potato salad. Some of them potato salad be red. Um, I mean, they be doing some different kind of cooking down south. But I was getting it all, honey. I was getting it all. But I was definitely doing that chicken and dumplings. Definitely doing what else was I doing? Um, I was doing the cobblers, apple and peach. Um, I was doing a whole bunch of stir fries. I was just cooking. You know what I'm saying? I was just cooking. And then for a person that hated cooking, it was so surprising to me of how much I wanted to cook there. And then when they had like a potluck, oh shoot. I was showing my talents, honey. I was showing my talents. So I'm gonna cook. My plan is to do peach cobbler from scratch, meaning I'm not gonna buy the pie crust. I'm gonna make the batter for the pie crust. hmm That's what I'm gonna do. Well, for the crust, should I say? I shouldn't say pie crust. I'm gonna make the batter for the crust so that it'll be breading throughout. Cause I like my breading throughout. I don't like um just a whole bunch of peaches and all that stuff with no breading. So we're gonna see how it tastes. And then y'all can use you can use the Bisquick if you want to use that. I wasn't gonna use that. I was gonna make mine from scratch. But then I might use the Bisquick um too. It just depends on how I feel. If I'm still, if I'm under the weather, see, I don't like to cook for nobody when I'm under the weather. I don't like nobody to cook for me when they're sick. How about y'all? When you sick, don't cook for me. I'd rather eat out. I really do. Let's just order out because I don't want you breathing over my food if you sick. So I don't cook for people when I'm sick. So I got 3 days to get myself together and get well. I'm eating this baked potato from Wendy's, and it feels like I am putting a ton of food on my belly.